Part 20. The final epilogue. God Emperor of the Abyss Alpha, now Grand Emperor Alpha, stands there for a moment, trying to process everything that just happened. The power coursing through his veins is both exhilarating and terrifying. He looks around the room, now completely drained of its life, and wonders how he will ever bring about the change he seeks. He then is returned back into his normal world and is able to, with a snap of his fingers, fundamentally change existence so that segregation, war, and strife and suffering as a whole no longer exist. The power coursing through him is overwhelming, but he feels a new sense of purpose and determination. He walks through his world, now transformed, and sees the happiness and peace that his actions have brought about. People of all races and creeds live together harmoniously, and wars are nothing more than distant memories. Grand Emperor Alpha knows that his work is far from over. He must continue to strive for even greater understanding and acceptance among all beings. He travels the world, learning from different cultures and sharing his experiences with others. His message of love and unity resonates with people from all walks of life, and they begin to call him not just a leader, but a teacher and a guide. Years pass, and Grand Emperor Alpha's influence only grows stronger. His teachings become the foundation of a new global order where no one is oppressed and everyone has the chance to live a life of dignity and respect. He is revered as a saint, a prophet, and a savior, but he remains humble, always remembering the pain and suffering that inspired him to take action in the first place. One day, as Grand Emperor Alpha stands atop a hill overlooking his kingdom, he closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. He feels the wind on his face and the sun on his skin, and for a moment, he knows that his work is done. He has changed the world and left it a better place than he found it. With a final sigh of contentment, he lets go of his mortal form and ascends to whatever lies beyond, knowing that his legacy will live on forever. His people gather around his body, mourning his loss but celebrating his life. They speak of the miracle that was Grand Emperor Alpha, the man who brought them out of darkness and into the light. They tell stories of his courage, his wisdom, and his compassion, and they pass his teachings down from generation to generation. And so, the cycle of life continues, but with a newfound sense of hope and understanding that Grand Emperor Alpha's existence has made possible. And meanwhile, watching from above, is Grand Emperor Alpha, now filling the role of a true god of existence, now renamed Alpha in his honor, and watching over it, and maintaining peace and true happiness across the lands for all of eternity to come.
But the question remains, what did the Empire of Sanctity and the Empire of Frosthaven? Both nations had been on the brink of war, driven by their own ambitions and fears. Yet now, in the wake of Grand Emperor Alpha's ascent, they are forced to confront a new reality, where their conflict seems trivial in the face of the greater good. Emperor Marcus of Sanctity, having witnessed the power of his former enemy, is struck by a profound realization. He calls for a truce with the Emperor of Frosthaven, proposing a meeting to discuss a future of unity and shared prosperity. The Emperor of Frosthaven, though initially skeptical, recognizes the opportunity for peace and agrees to the meeting. The two leaders come together in a grand hall, once the battleground for their ancestors, now a place of diplomacy and hope. They lay down their arms and speak of the changes they have seen in the world. They speak of the power of unity and the potential for growth and peace that lies within their combined strength. The treaty they forge is not just an end to hostilities, but the beginning of an alliance. They agree to share their knowledge and resources to help each other develop and thrive. The alchemy of Frosthaven and the relics of Sanctity are combined to create technologies and innovations that astound the world. The people of both empires slowly begin to mingle and integrate, their cultures blending into a vibrant tapestry of human achievement. They build great cities that reach to the sky, powered by the very essence of Grand Emperor Alpha's vision. The hand of war is replaced by the hand of friendship, and the world becomes a place where the echoes of battle are replaced by the laughter of children and the sharing of ideas, and thus that reality shapes into one where peace forever reigns. and conflict and war never bloomed, and thus, light and dark could coexist peacefully, no fragile balance even needed. The story of Grand Emperor Alpha is one of transformation and rebirth. It is a tale of power wielded not for conquest, but for the betterment of all. And as the years pass, his influence continues to spread, his teachings reshaping the world into a place of harmony and understanding. The two empires, once bent on domination, now stand united under the banner of peace. Their once bitter rivalry has given way to a shared destiny of prosperity and innovation. The crude hand cannons and undead armies are relics of a past they have chosen to leave behind. As they focus on the future and the potential of their combined might, Emperor Marcus of Sanctity, his once burning ambition tempered by the wisdom of Grand Emperor Alpha, leads his people with a steady hand. He continues to push the boundaries of alchemy, creating new wonders that astound the world. The once frozen lands of Frost Haven are transformed into lush gardens, their once frozen soil now rich and fertile. The cities of both empires grow taller and more opulent, their spires reaching towards the heavens as if to touch the very essence of Grand Emperor Alpha's power. The people of the two empires live in harmony, their cultures intertwined and enriched by the knowledge and traditions they have shared. They celebrate their differences, but recognize the strength that comes from unity. They are no longer divided by the shadows of their past, but are united by the light of their shared future. Even Marcus Aurelius ends up becoming emperor of a peaceful empire of sanctity. While, as for the empire of Frost Haven, this reality's not as hurt or traumatized Alpha becomes the emperor of it, eventually becoming the eternal emperor of the eventual union between the two emperors, and even becomes the first and only ever God Emperor, one seeking to lead a world of pure peace and growth and unity. As this new reality becomes an eternal utopia, their stories, however, don't end there. Their legacies continue to shape the world they have built, as new generations of leaders emerge, each inspired by the example of Marcus Aurelius and Grand Emperor Alpha. They continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, exploring the mysteries of alchemy and the power of unity. And watching over this now truly happy and peaceful reality is Grand Emperor Alpha, the true god of it, who gave up everything, even his mortal form, for this all to happen. And while he himself may be unable to enjoy it, even existing is enough for him.